Yo, what's going on, boys? Charlie here with another video, and today I want to talk about the illusion of progression. Okay, a lot of you guys have this illusion of progression where you wake up every single day, you go and take trades, or you're sitting on the market for hours a day, and you have that feeling that you're progressing because you call yourself a trader, and a trader sits on the markets all day and it actually takes positions all the time, multiple times a week, this and that, and you fall in love with the illusion that you're progressing because you're actually in the markets daily. And I'm here to tell you, please cut that shit out, bro. Please cut that shit out. Okay, I've been trading for 3 years. I've ran through all the canon events. Okay, I'm telling you, please cut that out, bro. Please cut it out. Okay. So listen, my old mindset of a trader was I'd wake up every single day. I would be like, okay, I'm a trader. I'm gonna keep learning this, and I'm gonna keep putting active positions in the market, this and that. And you get up every single day, open the charts, sit there a couple hours a day. And what happens is when you sit there a couple hours a day and you don't actually do anything, your brain is subconsciously telling you that, hey, I'm sitting here, nothing's getting done. We need to do some stuff. We need to put, on positions. We need to, put work into this thing that I'm sitting here staring at. So when you sit there for hours a day staring at a computer, your brain already subconsciously starts turning against you. Okay, that's why it's super important to keep your chart time very, 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 very low. Realistically, I'm probably on the charts 20 minutes a day, if that. Um, yeah, between checking it in the morning and just kind of throughout my session, I'm probably on the charts 20 minutes a day, if that. The rest is actual work because I understand it now. And me 3 years ago or 2 years ago, even a year ago, would have been on the markets for at least 3 or 4 hours a day. And it's funny because I was spending more time on the markets back then and I was losing money and I wasn't getting anything done. I was being 3 times more stressed as I am now. All of that's negative stuff. Whereas now I spend only probably 20, 25 minutes on the markets a day. I'm getting so much stuff done and I'm more profitable, bro. I'm more profitable. I'm no longer, blowing, thousands on evals in a month. So, you know, that's you kind of got to understand that. And it's really weird because it doesn't sound like that's how it should work, but, you know, trading is very different from a lot of other things, and that's again why, you know, human brains aren't actually made for it. Literally made for. There's multiple videos, bro. There's some actual like professionals that can, teach a lot better than I can, but it's kind of insane how your body's genuinely not made for trading. Everything in your body is designed to go against trading and to go against the unknown outcome. And you can blame that on the school system because that's what essentially, when you're first born, gets you into that. Gets you into, doing something and having an outcome instantly, right? Whereas trading is not like that at all, bro. It's not linear. So, yeah, okay, that's a little off topic there, but you guys get what I'm saying, okay? So that's the first thing is don't fall into the illusion of progression that spending more time on the markets is actually going to make you more, because it's quite the opposite. It's genuinely quite the opposite. I can assure you guys. It is the opposite, bro. It's genuinely the opposite, okay? And second of all, make sure whatever entry model you're trading, make sure that you know everything about that entry model you possibly can. Okay, so a lot of you guys, if you don't know my entry model, I have multiple YouTube videos on it and I teach it. Okay, a lot of you guys that watch my YouTube video, you guys trade LSD, liquidity, supply, and demand. It's a 5-minute entry model. Okay, a lot of you guys come from the same mentors that everyone else listens to. Okay, there's only probably 3 people in the space that even teach this entry model. It's a very small entry model. Okay, and you have to make sure you know everything about that entry model, because I'm here to tell you I've traded the entry model alone since September of 2024. Okay, I've traded it since September of 2024. And I am here to tell you that these guys in the game teaching it, okay, don't actually have that much market experience and market context behind their trades besides the 5-minute entry model. And besides marketing it as, the goated entry model, the best entry model ever, join my course, and I'll teach you for $2,000 and $3,000, whatever the fuck they're selling it for. Okay, so that's the first thing to understand is that is a red flag. Okay, so get your entry model and make sure you're not in any of these courses where they're not giving you the full picture. Okay, they're not giving you the full understanding of the market and everything they know, because quite frankly, a lot of them don't actually know. And what happens is you think that 5-minute entry model or whatever entry model you're trading, you think that's the full strategy. So what happens is a lot of trades are going to lose, okay? A lot more than what it actually should is going to lose, and you're going to be taking a lot more positions. So what happens? Well, what happens is you fall in love with the illusion of progression, okay? The illusion that you're progressing because you're taking so many low-quality setups. You're taking all of these setups, and you end the week, multiple trades. Even if you're red, you feel like you're doing something. Okay, you feel like you're doing something. I will never forget the first week in my entire, literally in my entire trading life, my entire trading journey, I went a week without taking a trade. I ended that week and I felt worse. I felt worse than even ending a red week because I felt like I didn't do anything. And what you have to realize is that's actually a really good feeling, because that is what you should be doing within the market. Is if you don't see anything, bro, end the week with no trades. And you do that once, you feel like you did something wrong. I will never forget, I went an entire month taking just 2 trades. They both ended break even, and they both would have ended up losing anyways. And everyone I know trading that entry model the same way, at least I was, ended that month negative besides me. And I will never forget that. Okay? And that comes from understanding that you have to break out of that illusion of progression that you always have to take a trade. Okay? That will literally eat you alive, bro. Okay? Please take it from me. From me to you, whoever's watching this video, bro, I'm trying to reach out and help you. That's why I sit down and make these videos, bro. Because I'm trying to help you. I'm telling you, I've been through the Cannon events, okay? I've been through taking trades all the time and just seeing no progress, and they're just constantly losing and being told that, oh, it's just a standard loss, that's it, you got to go on to the next one. Another loss, that's it, got to go on to the next one. Another loss, so that's good, just market conditions, on to the next one. And it's kind of the same thing over and over and over again. Whereas when you understand your market or your trading strategy at the absolute T, at the best as you possibly can, okay, then that's different. But you guys have to understand, anyone in the LSD space at least, I can't speak for any other entry model or any other strategy you trade, but anyone in the LSD space that trades the same entry model I do, understand that is the case, is that market, you lack market context. That's the truth of it. So unfortunately, you guys are going to run circles like I did. I traded the entry model for a year and 2 months, have it down to a T, a year and 2 months, before I started using actual market context and I started seeing consistency. Before then, I've never had, I've had maybe a green month, and then I'd have 2 or 3 red months, a green month, 2 or 3, or 3 or 4 red months, and then break even month, and then a couple more red months. And it was like that nonstop. And that's actually because you lack market context. So that's another thing that, because a lot of people talk about psychology is king, at least in the LSD space, bro, it's taught by horrible people, in my opinion. It's taught by people that's trying to get course sales, taught by people that use sketchy brokers that's trying to get you to sign up with their brokers. It's not taught by the best people, bro. It really isn't. It sucks, because that's what the trading space turned into. Is a bunch of full-grown men trying to get your course sales, trying to get you to sign up with their broker so they can get commission, and all of this shit, bro. It's different if you have a community and you're actually teaching with deep market context, but a lot of these guys aren't, bro. They aren't, okay? And if, if them not doing live broker logins and showing consistent payouts and showing money hitting their bank account and this and that, bro, then that should already be a red flag. saying that, they're making all this and join my course when they're not showing that, bro. Like, I'm still progressing as a trader. That's why I don't go there, bro. I'm progressing as a trader. I will openly admit that I found consistency. I've passed 200K in funding, but job ain't finished, bro. Now it's time for payouts. And I will always admit that, and I'll always be transparent. But a lot of these guys aren't. So that should be the first red flag, okay? And with that being said, understand that a lot of these guys lack market context. So what happens is you fall in love with the progression or illusion of progression of nonstop taking an entry model, not understanding it fully, and think you're just progressing. Nothing changes if nothing changes, bro. I'm speaking from me to you. Please break out of that loop so you don't waste over a year like I did. I could have been bettering my discretion, my intuition in the market, my market context, all of this stuff, but instead, I kept bettering a 5-minute entry model that's mechanical and you can't better it anymore. I would just stress myself out, wonder why trades would win, wonder why trades would lose, and kept, being told that, hey, that's just market conditions, or that's just, a loss. And then I would be like, yo, okay, cool. Do you have like backtesting data so I could see, this? And it'd always be like, oh, yeah, I'll send some over, or I'll get you some, or, yeah, whatever. And you never see any of it. So that is one big thing that's not talked about, is make sure you actually have full understanding of your strategy, bro, or you're going to fall in love with the illusion of progression. The illusion of progression, which is just sitting there, taking an entry model and not understanding it fully and not finding consistency, bro. Not finding consistency. And you think you're progressing because, you just think this is all going to work out. Bro, if you keep having red months and you don't see consistent profitability, what do you think that's a lack of, bro? Nothing's just randomly going to change because you just have it in your mind and you think that, oh, this is just all going to work out. Nothing changes if nothing changes, bro. Man up, have some testosterone in your body, look around and be like, you know what, fuck this, bro. I'm finding the real reasons why these trades are actually winning, why these trades are losing. I'm finding the real reason why, these mentors are actually hiding a lot of their losses. I've been in these guys' courses, bro. A lot of these guys had their losses. A lot of you guys know that, bro, and you just kind of slip it under the rug, bro. Grow the fuck up. Man up, bro. Like, where's everyone's fucking testosterone, bro? I swear, like, literally. Look around, understand that none of this shit's working out, and understand that, you need a better understanding of market context, or you need to better your strategy and understand why these trades are winning, why these trades are losing. Okay, so that's the second thing. Okay, and again, like I said over and over again, you'll fall in love with that illusion of progressing, which is just nonstop taking a 5-minute entry model over and over and over again. And when you're doing that with no market context, okay, that allows you to take a lot more positions, a lot more shittier positions, a lot more less consistency. But you feel like you're doing something. You feel like you're doing something. So you end the week and you're like, cool, I took 2 or 3 trades. I learned this, and this. And then another week, I took a couple trades. I learned this and this and this. You're not really learning anything if you're not using actual market context because you're just looking at a stupid entry model. That's not why that trade won or lost. There's actual bigger reasons why price does what it does algorithmically. But people don't understand that when they're zoomed on a 5-minute time frame looking at the entry model. So it's a lot harder to get out of that and back away and be like, no, I'm going to understand the market better. I'm going to cut my trades down a lot more, and I'm going to take just the high quality positions that market actually has a reason to push up to this price instead of someone just telling me this is a 5-minute entry model and this works, this is the best entry model ever. And it's hard to break out of that loop and go over on that opposite side because guess what? Your trades get cut down a lot more. And your brain's not made for that, bro. Your brain's made to wake up. You say yourself, you're a trader. You open the markets and you have to put on positions. So it's a lot easier to not understand market context and just anytime a 5-minute entry model pops up, take it. That's a lot easier to do. But that's where it comes in that you have an illusion of, you're progressing and you're getting better and you're getting better. Why? Because you're actually doing something. Whereas a lot of people that's actually profitable or see consistency understand that Bro, it's the opposite. It's literally, this shit's boring, bro. This shit's boring, bro. Like, I'm telling you guys, ever since I started seeing consistency in my trading, it got 10 times more boring. But, bro, it is so much better because you're consistent. You're literally consistent. It gets so much more boring because you're spending less time in the markets, you're not stressing yourself out, and you just wait for your high quality setups. So, while these other people are sitting here feeling like they're doing something and have that illusion of progression where they're taking multiple trades, they're on the charts hours a day. They're trading a 5-minute entry model that they don't understand market context behind or anything like that. So they're just stuck on this 5-minute entry model thinking that's the reason why it's winning and that's the reason why it's losing. They don't have any backtesting results, anything like that. So they're spending hours doing this. Whereas I have actual market context. I know my high quality positions and I know my low quality positions. I know when to trade and I know when not to trade. I get on the markets for 20 minutes, if that. And that's it, bro. I do shit. I do actual work. Instead of sitting at a screen all day at the markets and putting on stupid stuff to feel like I'm progressing as a trader. That is not real progression. Progression is actually understanding market context and learning that instead of a 5-minute fucking entry model, bro. That shit ain't working, bro. If you guys are watching this and trade LSD. If not, I can't speak for you guys. But if not, and you guys do trade an entry model, then obviously understand that market context and understand as much as you possibly can from that entry model, okay? Because if you keep trading it without understanding it fully, you're just going to run in circles if you're not consistent, okay? I'm speaking to the guys that are just inconsistent with the 5-minute entry model. If you are, then great, bro. You understand it, good shit. And this brings me to my last point, which is mistaking experience for actual progression in the market, okay? So a lot of you guys, if you have experience, okay, but there's a difference between, okay, listen, Trader A, all right? Trader A has traded 2 years, okay? And within that 2 years, he's traded, let's say, he found an entry model, and he traded that entry model for 2 years, and he changed nothing, okay? He changed nothing at all. And his results are kind of inconsistent. Maybe he can get a green month and then he'll take 2 or 3 red months and, vice versa. And you'll do that, consistently. That trader at the end of 2 years can be like, oh, well, I have experience, okay? And while he's going into his 3rd year, he could be like, okay, well, I'm an experienced trader, so, this stuff's just going to work out. People have that mindset, bro. But when you look at your results, nothing changes if nothing changes. That's literally the truth. Nothing changes if nothing changes, bro, okay? So if you keep repeating the same shit that you're doing, bro, and you're not seeing consistency, and you think this shit's just randomly going to work out, bro, look at your last 4 months of data. Look at your last 4 months of trading and realistically ask yourself, if I keep doing exactly what I've been doing, am I going to be a consistently profitable trader? And am I going to be, making consistent payouts? And am I going to be able to do this shit for a living? 9 chances out of 10, bro, no. Wake the fuck up. Grow some fucking balls and realize that 90% of the information you're getting taught from these fucking mentors and you're applying it and you're not seeing consistency, what makes you think that this shit's just all going to fucking randomly work out? If nothing changes. You have to change as a fucking trader, bro. Most of you guys are over trading. You don't understand narrative or market context behind your fucking trades. And you're wondering why the fuck you're failing. Like, wake up, bro. Genuinely, when are you going to wake the fuck up? I've did that for a long time, I'll admit, bro. And genuinely, at some point in time, you have to grow up and realize, wait a second, nothing is actually consistently good for these last couple months. Change something, bro. Nothing, again, I can't stress this enough. Nothing changes if nothing changes. A lot of you guys are in an illusion of progression because you just keep repeating the same stuff day after day, and you keep feeling like you're doing something in the market, so you'll just naturally get better. That works with discretion, okay, and intuition. But when your actual trading strategy and the stuff you're doing day by day, if you're over trading, if you're spending too much time in the markets and you're driving yourself insane, so you put on stupid positions, or 9 chances out of 10, if you trade LSD, you don't have fucking market context or market narrative, and you look back at your last couple months and you don't see any consistency at all, then fix something, bro. Fix something and understand that if these mentors in the space are gonna keep feeding you a bunch of bullshit, bro. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of 5 minute time frame. This is the whole entire strategy, the 5 minute time frame. But I can't provide any backtest results. I can't give you any live broker logins. I can't do any of that shit. But keep paying for my course because it's all gonna work out eventually. This is just market conditions. And again, note that a lot of these guys don't post their fucking losses, don't post any of that bullshit, and don't actually post deep market context besides a 5 minute fucking entry model, bro. I could have learned this entry model back when I was fucking 12 years old, bro. It's not in depth at all. It's genuinely not in depth. If you guys think that's how the actual market fucking works, you guys need woken up, bro. And that's why I make these videos, to genuinely wake people up, because I thought this shit was never going to work out a year ago. And I started seeing consistency because I broke out of that box. I sat there and I was like, wait a second, nothing changes if nothing fucking changes. I need to get out of here. 99% of traders are unprofitable. So if I'm doing everything that 99% of people around me are doing, by definition, I can't escape. I can't do anything different. I need to do everything different. Well, let me understand something. 99% of people around me trade with no market context, no narrative behind their trades. It's just a 5 minute entry model. If you trade LSD, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, we took liquidity, we tapped into a demand. That's why this trade's going to win. Bro, that's some bullshit, bro. So, 99% of people just follow that. Unprofitable. 99% of people take multiple trades a week. Unprofitable. 99% of people don't have the actual proper backtesting of years on each pair that they trade. 99% unprofitable. Do the fucking opposite, bro. These guys don't have enough backtesting results. Get a shit ton of backtesting results. These guys don't have narrative or market context behind their trades. Learn a shit ton of market context and narrative behind these trades. Learn that shit, bro. These people taking multiple trades a week, do the opposite, bro. By definition, just do the fucking opposite and change yourself, bro. Man up, change yourself. It's very easy to stay in that same position. It's very easy to see inconsistent results and be like, yeah, you know what? It might be, very inconsistent right now, but at some point, it's all going to work out. It's just all going to work out. God is sitting up there, looking down at you and realizing, when is this kid going to learn? When is he going to change something? I keep showing him inconsistency. I keep giving him lessons, but he doesn't take accountability. He doesn't go and learn market context. He doesn't learn why these trades win. He doesn't change himself. He doesn't spend less time on the charts. He doesn't stop over trading. When are you going to learn, bro? So don't fall into that illusion of fucking feeling like because you're placing trades and you're doing something, that you're progressing, bro. If you don't change yourself, you're not progressing. So the trade where I was getting to was this trader that's been trading for two years, going into his third year, isn't actually progressing if he's not changing anything. Whereas the trader that is always on the move and always self-reflecting and looking back and realizing, oh, okay, this isn't, I'm not finding consistency here. Let me try this. Let me learn this. Let me backtest more, get more data on this. Let me, add this as a confluence. Let me learn actual market context. Let me do this. Let me do that. And constantly trying to find stuff. When he sees that he's inconsistent, well, guess what? Eventually, you're going to keep digging around, bro, and you're going to find the golden piece. You're going to find whatever the fuck you're looking for, consistency, and you're going to apply that to the market, and you're going to find fucking consistency, bro. If you keep digging around and you keep looking for shit and you keep just trying and changing shit when it's not working, when it's working, don't change anything. But when it's not working, you keep changing shit. That person that has 2 years of experience going into his third year, he's actually progressed. He's tried multiple different things. He knows what works and knows what doesn't work. Whereas the person that just says, yeah, I have market experience, this will work out eventually, but it's been doing the same thing for the last fucking 2 years, bro, nothing's going to change coming into your third year. What the fuck do you think's going to change coming into your third year? What do you think's going to change? Nothing, bro. Change. You have to man up and change yourself. If your concepts aren't working, bro, change them. If you're over trading and you see that it's not working, stop, bro. If you're trading the wrong session at the wrong time and you see that this session, performs a lot worse than this session, change it, bro. Quit doing the same shit and acting like it's just all gonna fucking work out. It's not, bro. It's not. God will teach you these lessons repeatedly over and over and over again. Lock in before life forces you to, bro. God will give you these examples over and over and over again. And if you don't change, bro, then that's on you. That's on you. If you're not changing, bro, that's on you. God will give you nonstop examples and experiences to make you change and get out of whatever the fuck you're doing and show you and expose you of what you're doing wrong and also expose you of what you're doing right and the path to actually keep pursuing. He will keep exposing that to you, but if you don't take initiative, then you're not going to fucking change. It ties back into the title of the video that you're going to fall into an illusion of progression where it's just showing up to the markets every day, doing shit and thinking you're progressing. It's not how it works, bro. Please take it from me. But that's pretty much it for this one, boys. I'm going to wrap up this video here. But yeah, if you guys need, or want more videos like this, let me know in the comments. I'll make more. If you guys are interested in joining up the community to learn the market context that I use, that I trade LSD with, right? The entry model is actually on my YouTube. But if you are interested in learning the actual context of the market and have narrative behind your trades, then I teach all of that in my fucking Discord for literally $99, bro. Trying to help all you out, but if you, don't want it, it's all good, bro. So that's pretty much it for this one, boys. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.